Uh-oh. Or maybe not. Oh no. There we go. Now I think I got it. Okay, cool. So, where we left off with you guys, you had made it to Bottom Town. You had talked around, asked a few questions, learned about the dwarven miners that went missing up the mountain some time ago. Learned about these kobolds who had apparently been chased out by something on the mountains, and it all seemed to line up with the direction that the telescope had been pointed, and you saw that light from the castle, from the ancient castle that had been there. You guys were getting ready to leave town. Two of your companions, very quiet and sullen, probably glaring at each other for various offenses, either real or imagined, depending. You know, those two. But as you start to leave, you spot a a woman with two-toned hair setting up some kind of merchant stand just outside town. It's on this nice green. It's not green. This nice purple purple fabric that she's setting up. Different pots of these weird colored things. Some things that look like they might be candy. Some strange wooden toys. A few plushies, and off to one side appears to be a couple of items of unusual weaponry. There is a banner up top that says Carly's Traveling Goods of Awesomeness. What would you like to do?
Considering Keen is dirt poor, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we have any money to buy anything from the Store of Awesomeness.
Yeah. I have 7 gold.
I mean, it took a lot of money just to get down here.
Yeah.
I have 6 gold and 5 silver, so Cal is looking just to get this job over with and get home.
As you guys start to pass her by without, looking at what she's offering, she kind of gestures wildly towards you guys. Hey! Are you guys from Lauren?
Who's asking?
Oh, I'm Carly. How are you?
Grizz, what does this person look like?
Two-toned hair, basically in shades of pink or blue, depending. Violet eyes.
And her name's Carly.
Carly, yes.
Huh. What a coincidence.
So, travelers, what can I get for you folk today? You're all the way from Lauren. You must be hearing about that railroad thing I've been hearing about.
I'm really sorry, Grizz. I'm having trouble understanding what you're saying now. The quality just tanked. But it might be signal on my end.
Did anyone else hear me?
I did, but you're pegging out. I don't know if your pickup is too high.
It probably is, because I'd originally set it for the, for the other way. Hold on. Let me fix this. Okay, let's try again. How's that sound? Is that any better?
Pegging out. Yeah.
Alright. So what did you last hear?
Mentioning the railroad, but I didn't hear exactly what you said. I just heard a sentence referring to it.
That's pretty much the gist of what she said. She basically said they're asking if you guys, if you're here because of the railroad.
At the moment, yes.
Well, isn't that exciting? So, where are you travelers off to?
The mountains. We have a lead that we're hoping we can chase down today.
Ah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And she kind of looks at the three of you, and then her purple eyes settle on Keen. It's like, interesting. Say, little one, would you like some candy?
It's like, does Keen take candy from strangers? Hell yes.
Does he normally take candy that they're offering him, or does he simply take the candy from them?
I mean, it's a snack, and somebody's offering him candy. I mean, yeah, candy.
I imagine Tallulah is back there saying snacks. Did somebody say snacks? Or something to that effect?
Oh lord.
She's not listening right now. She's in the other room.
No, I know that, but since you know her character...
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But, the woman pulls out a large, what looks like a large lollipop in shades of pink and blue, kind of swirled together, and she holds it out to Keen. Here you are.
Takes it and like spins it around in his hand like a little kid, like ooh, like turning it like.
It looks so good.
It's on the house, but I wouldn't recommend biting into it. There is actually a prize in the middle. And she winks at you.
He would just like do the little tongue thing, like taste it, and if as long as it's not something completely disgusting, it just goes right in his mouth.
Okay, I'm trying to think of some good flavors here that would correspond to those colors, like, something like watermelon and blueberry. Let's see, watermelon and blueberry.
Cotton candy or something.
Ooh, cotton candy, yes. So basically something delectable that Keen would enjoy that would correspond to pink and blue.
He just kind of goes like thanks, but like it's muffled because he's got a lollipop shoved in his mouth.
Well, I do hope you make it back and, well, perhaps have some money to spend at my stand here. I'll be here for a few days.
It really depends on what we find. Depending on what's going on, we may not be here long, or may not have much left to spend.
Well, don't worry about it,
He takes a
sweetie.
lollipop out of his mouth. He's like, skeletons don't tend to have a lot of gold. They don't have pockets.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
You don't
shame,
have
isn't
to
it?
know. By the time she's done with them.
But those who are behind the skeletons might have pockets.
Really deep ones, and then he puts the lollipop back in.
She kind of waves at you guys as you guys head up the mountain. Now, whoever's leading, I would like a survival check, please.
Got the
Survival?
best survival. It's not Keen.
I'll lead.
I have full survival.
I have zero survival. Keen does
I have
not
plus
survive.
4, but Kel would be the type to lead in this scenario. Now, while Bottomtown, with where we are right now, I see trees. But is this mountains or is this forest?
It's a forest mountain, so it counts for both types of terrain.
Okay. So proficiency
Way to go,
bonus
you
is
get us
doubled
plus.
here. So that's a 19.
All right. You spend the rest of the day I hate stuttering. Traversing the mountainside, heading all the way up until you finally make it to the cave as the darkness pulls in. It's quite ominous. Let me get the...
I want to investigate the cave entrance, like look for footprints, look for recent comings and goings.
Alrighty.
I'm allowed to investigate. I'm assuming I'm allowed to.
Yes, you are. Investigate to your heart's content, little kobold. Okay.
Please. I don't want to die. But trapped.
Yeah. So you bend down and you start looking around the ground, and you see a various types of footprints. Some seem to be from humanoids. Relative, like with booted feet, it is kind of hard to tell. Difference between humans, elves, certain goblinoids, and whatnot. They because of even with differences in weights and various heights, they tend to leave similar footprints. At least, with that investigation you can tell that. You can tell that there's been something with booted feet here. You can also tell that there are the tracks of skeletons coming out from here. And there is something else. Something a lot bigger than either of those, with unshod feet. You're not entirely sure what it's from. But it's at least as big as Tallulah, if not bigger. And probably not a minotaur. Not with that wide feet. Minotaurs are hooved.
Guess Keen would take whatever's left of the lollipop out of his mouth, point out the different things, and then stick it back in. I don't know how long that thing's gonna last. I'm assuming it's like super long lasting.
It is super long lasting. And there seems to be something metal inside of the lollipop. Something metal and disc shaped. The further you're sucking it down. All right.
Watch it be a platinum.
Okay, time for the Oddling Caves. Let me double check the Oddling Caves real quick. Pretty sure I reset them after last time. And apparently I did not. Wow, I could have sworn I fixed this after last time, but I still see old tokens on this map. That sucks. Yeah, sorry, just fixing this real quick, because there are tokens here that should not be here. There we go. And I'll put down your tokens.
Hey, I'm gonna run upstairs real quick. I'll be back in a moment, though.
Okay. Okay, this is the wrong map. Hold on 1 second. Wrong thing I'm hitting. God damn it. Okay. So you see before you the entrance to the caves. You've looked around, you've seen different footprints. So it's for some humanoid, some clearly skeleton, and some of some kind of much larger being that works on 2 legs.
See a lit area down the bottom there? In case that's supposed to be hidden.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, this is a campsite. But I forgot that I was using a combination. Yeah, I didn't want to, because of the way the circles go. I didn't want to, necessarily put dynamic lighting over everything. So I was using a combo at the time. I made this a while ago. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about Hilga. Hilga's with you. And then there's also the other two See, and Fangtail. So I guess we're just waiting for Kel to get back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather wait for him to come back just so he doesn't miss anything.
That's fine by me. So, ready for tomorrow, Rick?
Yeah, totally.
A horrible, horrible death.
Well,
Smash him, die.
they're in a town. They're actually in a small city-state, actually. But, and I believe you guys were planning a shopping trip. Because there's things you wanted to buy?
Correction, they were planning the shopping trip.
And what
I'm
was...
just planning on spying on people.
Char is on a gathering information trip, and everyone else is on a shopping trip.
Pretty much.
Sounds like a deal.
So I think if we do a Friday game in the the Theros thing,
I'm back.
I want to do a the fighter as a Leonin.
All right, you went from Sayer to Leonin. That's pretty.
Yeah, because I think the pit fighter will be better as the Leonin.
Oh, definitely, most definitely. In terms of
What I missed?
just stats and what. Oh, we're talking about the mythos setting.
It's a monk though, so it's not like the stats. Monks are more dex and they're con, but eh.
Mm-hmm. Well, as I said, anything you want to play is up to you in terms of race.
So is this for another session?
Oh, this is because we've been talking about doing mythos at some point. Well, since they didn't want to do anything until you got back, so we were just chatting about it.
Is that a new system or?
No, D&D.
Okay.
It's a new
So
setting.
it's just another world.
It's a new setting.
Also, this is random, but I'm really excited for Tasha's Cauldron.
Yes.
I'm a little concerned because I prefer to roll my stats and like do all that, and like the character stuff is like, I already feel disadvantaged against min-maxers, and it's just gonna make it worse.
Well, there's nothing wrong with min-maxing. If your group doesn't want it, then don't do it.
You also
No, but
gives
like when
them
you have an
options to
open
do
group where the GM doesn't care,
you're talking
and I prefer to make my character one way.
Yeah, then that's pretty much like that's. My thing is that okay, you can make your character any of these ways you want. It's like you can use Xanathars and just roll up an entire backstory if you want, or you can come up with it. It's like I'm looking at that as more of a tool for people who are bad at certain things that want to use use certain things to their advantage because that's how they roll. And it's like I don't want to enforce anybody to say that they can or can't use this.
I'm excited for the options just because that's what it is. It gives people options, and I know some people they need options.
Yeah.
And I like the thought, just depending on what kind of thought you put behind it. I like the concept of like the racial, like variant, whatever.
Ooh, racial variant.
You can have a dwarf, yeah, like a variant of how you can get the racial ability scores, which I'm guessing means you can kind of flip flop them. And I feel like to an extent that can make sense because you can have an unusually dexterous dwarf, and you can have a somewhat more bulky, clumsy elf.
Yeah, and if you also add that book in with the with one of the third-party books, the racial the racial guide, the one that has pretty much all the main races bled into human, and then mixed out back again, like just making it all of a here are some subtypes you can use to basically blend together various races. You can also play it with that, and I think it would work with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to you guys staring into a cave.
Yes. Was there anything else with the cave that I was made aware of?
Just just
The
whatever
skeleton bit.
Keen, just whatever Keen wanted to tell you.
Keen pointed out everything.
So you saw humanoid footprints, skeleton footprints, and large footprints.
Skeletal footprints. That means we're on the right track.
By chance, would the large footprints, would they look like a minotaur footprint?
No,
Like
not
a
at all.
hoof. Okay.
That was the one of the points I said. Large footprints, something at least as big as Tallulah, if not bigger, but clearly not a minotaur because it's wide footpad, not a hoof.
I think I had already left before you said that, but thank you.
Alright, shall we do this stealthily?
At least to start with.
As to
How long
not
did it
wake
last
up.
was the question.
Of course it won't last. But still a good thing to do.
Here's hoping I roll well. Hey!
Oh great, so you guys are super stealthy and here I am.
Oh, we got the rest of
Actually-
the party too.
Random question.
Mm-hmm.
The the cave we're in, is it lit in any capacity?
You don't see any light in there except, in fact, there's no real light coming in from the outside either because the sun is setting. So it's
Oh.
actually quite dark in there.
Well, advantage didn't matter, but I'm invisible as soon as darkness falls. If you use
Alright.
dark vision to see me.
So you're currently invisible to dark vision. Got it. We need some sort of indicator in your token.
How about that?
That'll work. So you guys enter the caves to the sound of the occasionally faint dripping water, a few echoes that sound like bats. In fact, the bats are starting to get a little bit louder as they start flying over top your heads to leave the caves now that it's nightfall. And as you look around, you see pretty much the only path out of the first section of the cave is just an opening down here. It's not exactly narrow, but it's something that Tallulah finds herself having to squeeze to get through. It looks like something that's slightly bigger than Tallulah could fit there as long as they didn't have a shell.
Oh, the others.
I
I
only
will
see-
lead.
What'd you say, Keen?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead. I was just saying we should head south, but he was
Yeah.
role playing. So
Yeah. I'll lead. When you hear a move forward.
Alright. So the first thing you see is just a split in the path. East and south, pretty much.
Okay. And is that just like a pile of planks?
Yeah, it's the old abandoned piles of planks in that direction, like past through the corridors. The way that they're structured, it looks like it's probably something that the dwarf construction crew was using.
Mm-hmm. But it looks dusty, long abandoned.
Long abandoned in the sense that it's been abandoned for a season or two. It looks like when the dwarves left or whatever happened to them, the planks just got left behind and have been sitting there ever since, unused.
Do I see any kind of tracks or anything?
Roll survival. I'm just gonna pretend, by the way, everyone's with you. It's really difficult to maneuver through these things. Since you picked front, I'm just gonna pretend everybody is next to you.
Okay. Also, would you consider this still forest? Or are we now into a different
Oh
environment?
no, this is definitely not forest. This is a cave.
Okay, I thought as much, just making sure so I know what to calculate. 18.
Forest or underground, if you want to be more specific. I mean, not forest. Ugh. Cave or underground, if you want to be more specific.
Okay.
You look around and you do see faint tracks heading back that way. Another tracks in more stone than dirt, like heading this way. Like you see a few scuff marks that seem to be going that way.
With those scuffs, does it look kind of like well-worn travel, or look like something that might have been like metal would have scuffed it?
It
Does it look worn, or does it look like gouges?
it looks like it's not it's not scuffs in the stone itself. It's scuffs in the dirt around that
Oh,
that's
okay.
laying on top of the stone. But you see
Okay.
mostly bare stone. But you're seeing scuff marks in the dirt that's layered on the stone to indicate footprints.
Okay. Okay, but nothing to leave like an identifiable imprint of any kind.
No, just enough to tell you that something moved between this way and that way, going both directions.
Alrighty. Hmm. Let's keep heading east. Actually, I see this, and I'll have us veer south.
Yeah, through the survival, you notice there's really no tracks going that way. Tracks are definitely going this
There
way.
aren't any tracks. I didn't see your ping.
Oh, hold on. I just remembered.
This
Reveal
way?
areas. Hold on. What do you see here?
So, I'm just gonna scribble.
Dynamic.
I can see
Oh,
this line,
right.
and that line, and that way.
So yeah, I forgot that fallen log blocks view. So you see it going this way and this way down here.
Oh, I can't see anything. I think I accidentally deleted my character.
And looks like connection to servers were interrupted. So instead of having people move
Oh,
around, I'm just gonna just dictate what you see in front of you.
okay.
In addition to the fallen logs, and like one
Can you
big.
move my character back into the thing?
I can't see anything right now. I said I got my like, the interrupter thing came up on my screen.
Oh, okay.
In addition to fallen to the laying their planks and the rather large fallen log, which prevents people from really seeing what's going on, so you pretty much see paths going northeast and south. The tracks that Kel was looking at and following seem to be going south.
Okay.
Okay,
Then
I think my thing is
I'll
going
go
back.
ahead.
And why are there all these marks all over my map?
Well, that was me. I was telling you what angles I could see because you asked me.
Actually, that was being a rhetorical statement because I was checking in my vision thing,
Oh, sorry.
dynamic lighting. I
I
didn't
thought that was
need
a
to.
sincere question. My bad.
No, it's dynamic lighting.
Yeah, we'll follow it south then, group permitting.
All right.
Alright.
Did you want to move your token, or do you want me to?
This way, south.
Yes. There you go.
Okay.
So you open up into another chamber with two more paths leading off, and this one has a lot of spider webs, just clinging to the walls, hanging down between the the cave roof and the floor.
Conventional spider webs or like
No,
giant spider webs?
clearly giant spider webs.
Okay.
There's like in the darkness, it's very difficult to discern all sorts of shapes going off in there. And Vax,
Okay.
I need to be able to look at my notes when I'm talking. Please don't sit on my notepad.
I will point that out to the group before slowly proceeding.
But you can see that there's clearly used paths going both east and south. Although the one to the southwest seems to be a bit more, leading off on that survival check earlier, seems to be a bit more open than the one to the east.
Like
Still-
well travel open.
Yes, although it looks like there's more recent spider webbing there.
Okay. I will pass this on to the group and I'll head down the path with the more recent webbing. Like more fresh, which I believe you said was this way? This way?
Yes. So roll a
Let's see.
perception check.
Cross your fingers. Ugh, damn it. I was afraid of that.
Alright.
I'm guessing I see a very nice pebble.
Probably. What about the rest of you?
You perceiving?
Mm-hmm. Perception checks, please.
Sure. I perceive. I perceived.
So did I.
Yay, at least someone perceived.
So, as Keen and Nori, get over to where Kel is as you're approaching the next turn, you begin to hear more faint sounds of dripping water and a strange little kind of squelching sound. There's even Keen. The Nori didn't quite hear this. You could have sworn you heard the sound of a rat screaming in pain.
Keen's gonna pull on Kel, like the back of Kel's pant leg, and be like, "Something up there. Squishy.
Thank you.
Funky."
Let's proceed carefully. And I'll go ahead and go forward. Actually, before that, I'm going to whisper. Sorry, I lost the words. Could you tell a direction?
Get a general direction.
Keen, you know that it's echoing through this corridor, but it's probably from somewhere beyond it. Like
Where?
you could hear it echoing from here. You could hear that it's echoing through here, but it's from somewhere else. Like echoing from someplace else, like coming maybe in this direction.
So he's like, "It's kind of hard to pinpoint, but I think it's coming from the south,
Okay.
or wherever she was pinging. I think that was southish
Yeah,
in relation to us.
So there's nothing it's not behind us. Awesome.
correct.
It's above
Uh-huh.
us. Ah, no.
I'll progress up here and good timing because I was to say there's nothing on the roof, is there?
Roll another perception check. You look up there, and you don't see anything specific in the roof. Just a few more spider webs, though a lot of them up there seem to be looser. You do, as you look down at the ground, you do spot what looks like the head of a large club, just kind of laying there, cast aside against some stones. But since it's made out of wood, it kind of stands out to you.
Is it covered in webs and whatnot, or does it look like it was freshly abandoned?
It looks like it was abandoned recently, like maybe somebody used it to smash a spider. In fact, it seems to have some sort of dried ichor on it.
Be careful. Someone might be ahead. Do you guys want to go left or right?
We're coming from like over that way.
Okay.
From her description, so
And I'll just kind of inch my way down.
gonna be right behind him.
Attempting to minimize noise.
Okay. You come to a
I'll
much.
kind of
You come.
tug on Keen's shoulder, though, so he knows where I am.
You
I
come.
can see it. I got dark vision.
You come to a much.
No, I'm invisible to dark vision.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Grizz.
You come to a much larger cavern. That seems to be winding around. You even see what looks like some kind of artificial steps going down at the far side. But between you and there seems to be a large pool of glistening water. Right between several stalagmites, I believe. Underneath a few stalactites that seem to be
Top.
dripping water, causing the surface to ripple slightly. It is it's very dark in this room. You guys don't have any light sources, do you? You're just all relying on dark vision?
I am.
I think like Tallulah and
Yeah, Tallulah and Nori
Maybe
are just kind
Nori,
of getting
you're
led
blind?
along by
That
Fangtail.
Nori has dark vision.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nori
it's
does?
Tallulah's
Okay.
blind.
Yeah, Tallulah's just kind of standing in the back with a light.
I imagine Tallulah is holding on to Fangtail's tail, and
Or that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're using the darkness as long as possible.
Alright.
So, is there anything on the ceiling?
Ooh. That 22 is for this room?
That was the last room, but I'm hoping it carries over.
I think I'll let,
We
I'll
proceed.
let it. I'm gonna need to grab you a second. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so you look up at the ceiling and you can't discern anything. Then your eyes get drawn back down to that pool of water. Or what you now realize is not water. It's rippling, and there's water dropping into it, but you can clearly see that it is moving independently from any of those drops.
Is it a slime?
You're pretty sure it's a kind of slime. Roll a nature check for me.
Nature. I'm not good at those.
You think back and realize, oh fuck, you don't really want to get near that, even to get to those stairs over there. That's a black pudding.
As a player, I don't know what black pudding is.
Oh.
Is that the magic one? Is that the one that sucks the spell slots?
A black pudding is highly acidic. Let me grab out the description for you. I love
Not a problem.
black puddings. I love throwing them at people. They're so much fun. I love
Is that the
hearing
one that sucks spell slots, or is that a different one?
I don't know what you're talking about, but you can be the judge. I just love the screams of terror that my players give me when I throw a black pudding at them.
Fun.
Oh yeah, they're usually like, "No, Grizz, why?" At least that's usually what Quentin says when he sees one. Okay, so with that nature check, I'll read you out the description of a black pudding.
Cool.
A black pudding resembles a heavy mound of sticky black sludge. In a dim passageway, a black pudding appears to be little more than a blot of shadow, or in this case, water in darkness. Flesh, wood, metal, and bone dissolve when a pudding ebbs over them. Stone remains behind, wiped clean.
One sec. People are talking about dinner. Sorry. Continue.
Let's see. With a 15 nature check, you do know that it can see it. That it can't see. It has blind sight. Sorry, they can't see. It has blind sight, which means that your ability is for nothing with it. It would know that you're there.
Okay.
You also know that it can't be blind, charmed, deafened, exhausted, frightened, or prone, and that it has various damage immunities, but you're not entirely sure what they are. And you've heard rumor that attacking it with the wrong kind of weapon or spell will cause it to split in half, creating 2 different black puddings. It is one of my favorite low-level monsters to throw at people. Alright,
Okay.
I'm gonna introduce you back to the rest of the group.
Okay. Hey. Would the character with that role know what type of damages to avoid?
No, that's what I said. That's why I said
Okay.
what I did.
I thought as much. Just want to make sure. Keen, we need to back up. You can go back to the group. And I'll pass on that there is a pool of water in there, and it's not water. It is a black pudding. Be careful what you hit it with. I can't remember what it is, but hitting with certain things can cause it to split. And it's not fun to deal with.
Pudding, right?
No, Keen, no.
And where does the pool start?
Alright, since you've now been made aware that there's a black pudding in there, I will bring it to the surface. It is right about there. And past there you see a set of stairs heading down.
And I would not have been made aware of like the range of its senses or anything of that sort.
you know that it can probably sense sense anybody that's in that particular cavern, given the distances.
Okay. So
Keen do a nature to see if he's run into any of these working in the sewer.
Sure.
He's not gonna do very good. Oh no, he didn't do too bad.
So, yeah. In fact, you once were very unlucky in a sewer. Well, you're fine. One of your workmates accidentally got swallowed by a black pudding, and there was nothing left of them. It's kind of like the blob, except it's completely opaque. Your workmate like screamed for a moment and then was just completely dissolved into the black pudding. And you were aware that someone else stupidly attempted to slash at it with a blade. And suddenly there were 2 black puddings in front of you instead of 1. You've heard that they are immune to cold and acid and something else, and that something else might also cause it to split in 2.
out of character, I wonder if it's force damage.
Well, Rick should know all of this out of character because I've thrown these
Yeah,
at
out
him
of character.
before.
My old nemesis.
Didn't it absorb, kill or nearly kill at least one of your characters?
I think so, yeah. Nearly killed. That didn't kill. I have not died to a black pudding, and I don't intend to start now.
Because Quentin is the one who died to a black pudding.
Yeah. Poor Quentin got his character killed by the pudding.
Yeah, well, he fell into a pit trap with a black pudding in it after seeing somebody else fall into a pit trap with a black pudding in it.
So I'm guessing he was taking precautions and it bit him in the ass anyway.
Oh, no, sorry. No, he was the first one to fall into it, and then the other guy stupidly fell into it as well.
Because
Intentionally.
he was trying to help him?
No.
Oh.
No. It was quite the scene to watch.
Yeah, he's watching the guy pound away at a pit trap. He goes to stand on the pit trap, it opens up, he falls in, attempts to grab the other guy, attempts to scramble up onto him, and then ends up falling into the black pudding that was down below. Yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah, those are definitely not good to eat. They ate Bob.
You know what they say, the proof is in the pudding. So, I will pick up the club and hand it to Tallulah.
It's pretty much just the head of a club.
Oh, just the head?
Mm-hmm.
Now I know why it's just the head of the club.
She has like a blade.
She has a great
It's-
sword.
Yeah, it's slat. It is. I'm assuming piercing. I don't know. Does piercing
Great
also
sword, I
make
think,
it
might be slash.
split?
Hold on,
Great
let me
sword
check.
is slashing, long sword is slashing, short sword is piercing.
I just like
Yeah,
because most of my
slashing-
shit's piercing, so
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, and you don't know what that other damage type is. All you know for certain is that slashing will cause it to split, and it can't be hurt by either cold or acid. But there's one other thing that can't hurt it that also causes it to split. You can't just remember what it is right now.
Really piercing, and that's all I got. I'm gonna shoot it with an arrow. Ooh, I could pull out my gun. I'm gonna shoot it with my gun.
Yeah.
I haven't used my
You guys
gun.
wish to go into initiative?
Can I
mean,
cast
we-
Hunter's Mark on it before I go into initiative?
Sure, I'll let you do that.
Only if you're okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Because you saw it and backed out, so I would say you can do a Hunter's Mark. Alright, everyone roll initiative.
I thought that would have the description.
I'm gonna give you, Cal Tallulah to handle since, you know.
Yeah.
And Rick, I'm giving you, Fangtail.
Damn it. I didn't click my
Alright.
token. Hey, what a coincidence.
Keen, do you want to handle Hilga or just leave it to me?
Hey, you.
Alright, there we go. You guys have those two. That way I won't be stuck running 4 different things.
Huh. Apparently, turtles have claws.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't help here, but still.
Oh. In addition, both Kel and Keen are aware that touching it with weapons will, unless the weapons are magical, will cause the weapons to start to degrade. And if it hits you, your armor will start to degrade.
Range and kite this sucker.
Yep.
So, Nori,
We
what,
don't have.
what would you like? What would you like Fangtail to do?
Well, we'll need to just keep range, and so, what's the range? Okay, yeah. Fangtail will just shoot her short bow at the pudding.
All right, that hits.
And yeah, that would have been. Yeah, alright. And I think that's all Fangtail can do at the
And it
moment.
jiggles when it's hit.
Well, those were here now.
Hope
Hilga.
it's not fast.
Hilga kind of like pulls out her own short bow. And I do believe rage will cover this, so she will go into a rage and fire it. Piercing does seem to be affecting this thing.
And only this one thing?
What?
And only this one thing?
You have no idea.
Yes.
You just
No.
know that piercing is
No,
hurting
it hasn't split.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
It wouldn't have been hurt if it split. It's immune to things that it splits with.
Huh.
Kel.
Using. Yeah. Cannot find the words. Using my hand crossbow, I will plink away at it. First attack. With. Right. The. Only 6 damage is force. Because it's my first attack.
What's
11 of it
the
is
rest of
piercing.
it's okay. So that's piercing and force. Okay, got it.
Yep,
So that's
it added
17
it
altogether.
weird.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then 2 more.
Okay, both of those hits. 7, 11 is 18. Yeah, these things are a lot more dangerous if you run into them unprepared.
Mm-hmm. And because I'm scared and squish, I'm going to be shimmying back here. You got this, Tallulah.
Keen.
Keen is just short bowing. He's thinking about trying to hide, but he's really not sure that like he can surprise this thing. So sneak attack would be really nice, but and then he's gonna. So he's allowed to hide. I'm gonna hide stealth.
Okay.
Maybe behind Tallulah. I'll just move behind Tallulah and then hide.
Good roll, though.
Mm-hmm.
Hide.
Yeah, and please put a sneak. Never mind. I see. Let's say I couldn't see you, so I couldn't put a sneak symbol on you. It's
Just make sure
full-
you took off my sneak, right? Because it can see
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Cool.
Well, that thing. Well, actually, no. You would still technically be invisible to things that see dark vision. So I'll keep a sneak thing
It
on
doesn't
you.
have blind sense.
It's not the only thing in the caves. It has blind sense. This thing would be able to detect you regardless. Other things in the caves, on the other hand, might not notice the two of you. Nori.
Nori's gonna go here. And
I
it's
use my bonus
damage,
action, darn it.
so I'm going to use Toll of the Dead. False.
How wise is a
See,
blob?
Well, it's more wise than intelligent. Oh my god. It only
God
has, I rolled an 18. Only it's got a -2 to wisdom.
You know what? Not my issue anymore. I give up.
The black pudding. Let's see. These things can't really move, so it's only got a 20-foot movement speed.
And that is how Nori quit the corporation.
The black pudding manages to ooze into this part of the corridor. Let's see. What's its reach? Thankfully for you guys, it's only got a 5-foot reach. So it is coming rapidly towards you. But at the top of the order, Nori and Kel, roll perception checks.
Orange.
Perception.
Okay.
Sorry, Kel and Keen. Sorry, Kel and Keen.
Yeah, I thought so.
Roll perception
I'm
checks.
like- I don't have that much in common
Wow.
with Kel at the moment.
Ooh,
Not
no.
very perceptive, focusing on the blob.
Yeah. So it probably catches you completely by surprise as an ogre comes lumbering into view past the two of you.
Behind us?
Oh no.
Keen just holds his breath. he's like really hidden, but
Oh my god.
And I'm invisible, so
Fangtail.
I think Keen might have peed himself a little.
Well,
Yeah,
okay, that completely changes everything. Well, it's probably best to be focusing on one target, so Fangtail's just gonna keep shooting at the... Actually, there's the bonus
I
action,
can't
right?
notice the ogre yet. It's just behind her going. She just thinks it's like Keen coughing up a hairball.
Hang on, is Kel in light at the moment?
no, he's not.
Is Kel visible or not?
He's not visible.
wait.
Okay.
No, there's no.
I didn't roll for Tallulah for the initiative. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're right.
Never had-
Lose-
Never
Oh,
had multiple
okay.
tokens.
All right. We'll let Tallulah
Be
go. We'll let Tallulah go now, as if it's a turn before the ogre would have shown up. So she wouldn't.
So the ogre's
and
not
before,
here,
before the
remember
black
that. Yeah.
pudding moved as well, because the black
Yeah.
pudding would have been back there.
Do you have any ranged?
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
She does. The issue is that she has to, I think, use a fair portion of her turn to light a torch, which then takes me out of light
So is
or
that?
out of darkness.
So is that her action? She's lighting a torch.
It's what she would have done. Yeah,
Okay.
I would like it if she didn't, but she'd be completely blind otherwise.
Yeah.
So yeah, she had a lit a torch.
It's gotta be pretty terrifying for her. All she hears is like slurp, slurp, slurp.
Alright. So Kel is visible, correct?
Yes.
I'm now visible.
Well,
Alright.
that's bad because that means the ogre is probably running right at you.
Yeah.
Oh god. So as a bonus action, Bardic Inspiration on Kel. And gonna shoot short bow at Big Slime. Oh, pudding, whatever. Same thing. I deserve that.
And that hits. They have very little AC.
I realized they had little AC, but really? That little?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
I mean, they're just a ball of slime.
It's a puddle.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but that was a very terrible roll.
Hilga moves over here and shoots that with her short bow. For 6 damage. Kill, there's an ogre running right at you. What do you do? Actually, that's right. No, you didn't quite hear it until its breath was on your neck.
Yeah, that's right here. I am going to use my action to disengage. And I will be running over here. Best of luck to Lula.
And now Cal's back in out of light.
I'm sorry, the ogre. Sorry.
God.
Yeah. So the other ogre growls at Kel running away and looks down at its two remaining targets. Because it doesn't see Keen. Keen is just kind of curled
Keen
up.
is like smushed against the wall, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Thankfully,
Well, he's
Keen
not-
is like really small and the ogre is really big, so the ogre doesn't even notice you. And you're not really. You have breathing room with the ogre there, but not that much. So it aims its fresh club, which seems to be made out of thigh bone of something, with some jutting spikes in it, right at Tallulah.
Oh, thank God.
Boom. For no avail, it seems. Keen, what would you like to do?
Do I, like, sneak attack this ogre, or do I finish off the blob? How bad is the blob? Because I can't see it. I can only, like, I can't see its health bar. I can see it, but I can't, its health bar. Well, not that
From
it
what you
matters.
can tell
Like,
at this,
does it look...
from what you can tell from this distance, it seems to be losing mass rapidly.
like, sneak attack this ogre while he's right on top of me?
Do you have crossbow master?
No, I'm gonna short sword him.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm basically just gonna...
Would she basically be able to flank by chance?
Well, I get sneak attack, so it doesn't matter. I get advantage anyway.
Keen's hidden, so he gets advantage.
Oh, cool. Crit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like try to do hamstring this guy.
Crit.
Don't know if I had sneak attack turned on. I did not. I'm sorry. I will roll it.
Oh, you hear the ogre yelling as blood just comes pouring out of the wound, splashing Keen some.
Let's see.
Gotta AFK real quick, but I'll be back before
Don't
Tallulah comes
know
up.
if I get disengage as a bonus action. I forget.
I think you do at this turn. I think you get it at second level, don't you?
I can.
Yeah,
Because I have a
as a
dash,
bird.
disengage, or hide. Okay, so I'm gonna disengage and scuttle on around the corner away from this guy. I just I'm too squishy for him to love.
Mm.
I forget how to move and why can't I move my token? Can't move my token. Is it lagging out?
Do you want to be next to Hilga and Kel, or do you want?
No,
to
I'm heading around the corner where Nori and them are.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Open
Next
out
to Hilga and Kel, who are over there by Nori.
Oh, okay, that's Fangtail. I thought that was Helga.
Yeah, Fangtail and Tallulah are two that you left behind. Nori,
Bye,
your
guys.
turn.
Bye. I'm too squishy.
You guys really like to come this way, don't you?
You can go forward if you'd like.
Yeah, right now, Nori, you don't have. There you go. Now you have a clear view of the black pudding.
It's like, did I want to run to the pudding or run into Nori? I think I'll
And
do
the ogre,
Second try.
the ogre would be considered behind half cover, considering Tallulah's in front of it.
Yeah, second try on the black pudding. Total dead. Very good. Black pudding. Thank God. I actually did some damage. Now, if you excuse me.
You see bits of it turn gray and just flake away after you ring a bell nearby. Nori, roll a dexterity saving throw. Yeah, with your dark vision, you're able to see the spider webs before you run into them and step clear.
pudding.
Tallulah, or is Kel not back yet?
I'm here.
Alright. Kel's turn. Tallulah's turn.
So, simply for action economy, would you say that Tallulah would have still had her greatsword in hand, or would she have had to drop it?
What weapon was she using? Or was she
She would
just...
have had her greatsword just by default.
Oh, sorry, she was lighting a torch, wasn't she?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, she still has her greatsword in one hand and the torch in the other.
Okay. She will go ahead and just drop the torch on the ground, so she doesn't have to worry about it, but
Okay.
can use her greatsword. Bonus action will rage. Let's see. Which one do you use for rage again?
Rage.
That one?
Looks like a raw guy to me.
No, just a little like effect
Icon.
thing.
Yeah, those.
And then
Little dude
she
that looks like he's flexing.
Yeah, that
Then
screams
she'll go
rage to
ahead.
me.
she'll go ahead and reckless attack for the advantage and just try to whomp right on the ogre. Whomp. Oh,
Oh,
Didn't-
dang.
I didn't even roll with the advantage, but hey.
Well, you called reckless, so...
Should I roll again or just leave it?
You
I
already
mean,
got a
you
nat
don't
20.
let
You
me.
can't roll...
Yeah.
You won't get anything higher. But you did call reckless, so I had to put a reckless
Oh, yeah.
marker on you.
Oh, I was doing reckless regardless. I just forgot to click the
Yeah,
advantage.
no, I get that, and they rolled a nat 20 on the first go, but,
Yeah.
Should you have a second attack?
Nope, because we're level 3.
I thought you guys were level 4.
Did we level up?
What level are you
3.
guys? Okay,
Oh,
you're
we're
at
level
level 3.
4, but
Oh,
no extra attack
whoops,
yet.
I knew there was something I forgot. You were supposed to hit level 4 when you got to the caves, but, oh well.
Shit! Hell is level 4.
After
Where's my hit point?
after
I'm gonna run the level up thing real quick.
after the battle, because
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you guys are going to survive it, so... Let's see, black pudding. I could be wrong about that, but... Okay, it's going after Hilga. Comes up, and we'll smack her with a pseudopod. And misses. Too bad. Good thing it wasn't after Tallulah.
That fucking damage, though.
Yeah, if that had been if I had rolled a 2 instead of a 3, it would have gotten an advantage, and therefore the crit on Tallulah.
Jesus.
And the nasty.
Yeah, that would have been an instant down for her. And she has 30 hit points.
Yeah, if that had hit me, I think I'd have been insta dead.
Finish that pudding off this turn.
Hopefully.
Fangtail. What does Fangtail do?
Fangtail will kite in action disengage. Go down here and fire a short bow shot at the back.
Alright. You hear hiss, and more of the black pudding seems to come away. Hilga, after dodging the attack from the pseudopod, kind of looks at her battle axe for a moment, realizes that's completely useless against this thing after what she heard you guys say, and will just take the disengage action and back up, which unfortunately makes her lose her rage.
Technically, no. I think she can go a full turn without taking damage first. I think.
she's not gonna be able
I'll
to take
defer to
damage from over there, and she didn't attack, therefore she loses her rage.
Okay.
Kill.
Alright, Kel is going to go all in right here for the flank and pop 2 into this guy to attempt to kill it.
Do you have crossbow mastery?
I do.
Okay. So yeah, that'll do the black pudding in, as it just kind of melts away into the ground, just leaving a bit of a black sticky trail and dissolved crossbow bolts. Like, you see
And
them
just to confirm,
just dissolve in there.
just from I did need both to kill it, correct? I wouldn't have anything left over to go on the ogre.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good thing
And
you didn't. It's a good thing you didn't hit it with a melee weapon. It would have done splash damage on you.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and position here, ready to help.
You
And I'll
know,
end my turn.
like you're flanking it, you're getting advantage, but you also get disadvantage for being so close to it. I think
Crossbow master.
That's why I asked about crossbow mastery.
Okay, because I didn't know crossbow. I knew crossbow master let you reload.
It lets you shotgun.
Okay.
It lets you be in melee range of people and not get the disadvantage.
Okay. I knew it gave you like a reload thing, but I didn't know about the melee range thing.
Yeah, it's nice. That's why he's hit hand crossbows. He's basically a quick shooter.
Okay. So ogre will swing its club right at Tallulah.
That does hit.
Yeah, it's
She only takes
smashing
half,
into her
right?
shell. Yeah, she takes half because she's raging. Which means she only takes 5 points of damage. Keen.
Keen is gonna kind of gingerly hop around where the goo was and like position himself to be able to hit the ogre. I'm assuming Tallulah is giving him advantage because she's within 5 feet of him. So he's going
Gives him sneak attack. Does it give him advantage too? Is Keen an assassin?
No, it just allows you to use sneak attack.
It just allows me to use sneak attack. It
Okay.
doesn't give me advantage, but well, I mean this
Oh,
sneak
pack
attack.
tactics. Yes. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're a kobold.
Oh, pack tactics, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about kobolds. It's like any ally within 5 feet of them suddenly gives you advantage on attacks. It's very useful when you're not in direct sunlight because then it just goes into a normal attack.
Like sneak attack requires advantage, I think.
Yes.
Or
Or
an
someone
enemy
within 5
of
feet.
the
Or
enemy.
okay.
Which is why a sneak attack in kobold is very useful.
Mm-hmm. The great thing about sneak attack as well is it doesn't have to be your ally. If the ogre and the black pudding were fighting each other, because an enemy of the enemy is next to it, you'd have sneak attack on both of them.
Distracting him, yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so Keen is gonna pull a Sherpo back out and
Pack tactics only works for allies though. There we go. Trepo on the ogre.
and that's a
That's a 12.
16, but probably doesn't.
That
12.
That
yeah.
hits. Ogres also have low AC, so that is 14 points of damage. The ogre yells again in pain. Ah! I hate when I do that. Oops. Sorry. And it didn't even fix the problem. Hold on. Accidentally redid that to say that the ogre had negative 14 hit points instead of negating 14 hit points from it.
Take that. You dead.
No, it's screaming in pain, but it's not dead. It's waving its club in the air. Nori.
Alright. Move all the way down here. Third time's the charm. Toll the dead on the ogre.
Well, your last turn of the day did work.
Nori's compensating.
Clearly. And the ogre
my
saved.
God. Kidding me?
But you gotta like that roll, huh?
It has a -2.
No, the fact that I rolled a nat 1 for the second part. Tallulah.
Right, and Tallulah will once again attack recklessly, and let's hope this works. Womp.
Yeah, so Tallulah turns around and just cleaves the ogre's into the ogre's neck, spraying arterial blood everywhere. The ogre chokes and falls backwards, its body twitching a bit before it lays still. And now you're
I think
finally.
we probably
Now you're all level
probably have.
4.
I'm assuming we have civilized ogres back where we're from.
Yeah, that one clearly was not a civilized ogre. That was not like Freddy in the mailroom. That was a barbaric ogre who was not very happy with you lot.
1 hit point. I rolled a 1 for my hit points. Yay!
Don't forget to add your con.
That is adding my con.
it
It's
does.
using the thing. I'm using the character mancer.
It does have it. Great.
It doesn't add it. You rolled a 3.
Yeah, but
I rolled a
rolling
1. That is.
It's rolling 1 die.
no, it rolls the die, but then at the end of it, it'll add your con.
It does? It doesn't show
Yeah.
that in the result. In the character mancer, does it add it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Wow, my thing is lagging a lot because I just saw that now and you guys were talking about it for nearly a minute.
Oof.
For increase. It's gonna be Dex because why not?
I need to get some increase on my dex.
Or I could take a feat, but that would require thinking. Let me take a feat now that I've already
Oh, that's right. I think Character Master finally fixed that issue with feats because it used to have a hard time adding feats to your character.
I don't think there's anything I really wanna take as a feat.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not like it matters taking a feat at this point.
That's up
I
to
was
you.
hoping that a feat would do me well, but there aren't any really good feats for me right now.
So, Imaru people, what would you like to do? Now that you've destroyed a black pudding and killed an ogre.
Keep exploring the place.
Well, there was stairs this way, right?
Yes.
I would like to check the place where the puddle was lying to see if there was anything that was for whatever reason magical that passed.
Oh.
Through
Was there
it.
anything in the ogre's loincloth?
Just that the ogre was male. That's all you could tell by checking the ogre's
I mean,
loincloth.
he didn't have anything on him. That's what I mean. He didn't have
No,
any loot.
just the very heavy club that's pretty much the same size as you.
Just out of curiosity, would Tallulah be able to, I guess, check the heft of it, see if it would be more effective than her greatsword at the moment?
That's a good question.
Or for smashing skeletons.
Best I could see it being is like
Uh,
a great club.
Yeah, it's a great club, but it's fashioned from a thigh bone, just for flavor wise. But it's got the statistics of a great club. It's fashioned with a flat thigh bone. There's chunks of metal embedded in one end.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Shell.
Kel, roll investigation for me.
Okay.
And please tell me what you
Okay.
got because I'm lagging like crazy apparently as far as roll 20 is concerned.
Wish me luck. Damn it, 5. I really rolled very middling
Yeah, you
for
don't see
Shell. It
anything
makes me sad.
interesting in that pool that the black pudding had been laying in.
For to help. I'm busy poking through our ogre's loincloth.
Hey, if that's what you're into. Should we continue on down the stairs?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
We will continue.
So you can continue down the widening stairs, which are a bit wide, but they are spaced in a way that are comfortable for humanoids to be stepping up and down. The further you go down, the more you realize that this is an entrance into the Underdark. And more specifically, an entrance to drow guarded tunnels. Now, this particular set of stairs looks fairly new, and in fact, the cave that you were just in, the one with the black pudding in it, looks like it might have been closed off for some time. The rocks along the wall kind of indicated that maybe that this passage that there didn't used to be a way into the rest of the caves. That perhaps something knocked the part of the wall down and exposed the caves, and at some point these stairs were built to facilitate a faster way up and down from this nexus point. As you get deeper down into this passage, you do start hearing voices in Undercommon. What do you wish to do?
I will. Well, if they don't hear it, I'll relay it to the others so they know what's going on. Do we want to continue or do we want to send word?
I mean, can't we do both?
I mean, what do we want to do first? Do we want to get some information or do we want to
Probably.
pass on what we have first in case we don't come back?
More information will probably be better.
Roll a history check.
Everybody or one
Everybody.
person specifically?
I'd say a name if it was just one person specifically.
Do I roll for the AI essentially?
Yes.
I don't have advantage, so I only got a 6.
That was supposed to be neutral. 10 for Tallulah.
Yeah, Fake Tail's the one person that the information wouldn't have been accessible for because it was technically Imaru specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, the only good roll is a useless roll.
So, who here speaks Undercommon? Anyone?
I don't.
Nope.
Did have a drow in the party at one point. He's
Yes,
gone
we
now.
did. So, you go down and down and down, and finally you turn around a bend and see a whole bunch of drow, all decked out in military garb, all pointing arrows at you. And one of them says in common, "Halt, intruders!"
Well,
Is this where Keen runs? Like, yeah.
This isn't exactly the situation I was expecting.
about what I expected considering the noise we made. But
I mean, you're in front.
how's it going?
While a whole bunch of them still remain behind with arrows, several advance on your party. Hold on one second. Where is that informational package? Sorry, I'm missing a location name that I need to recite at this point.
Nori, if this goes how I think it's about to go, get ready to scream that message as quick as you can.
Yep.
God damn it! I seem to have misplaced one of my country names.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
yeah,
just out of curiosity, do they have everything well lit, or were they using their dark vision?
oh, they're using their dark vision. They don't need light.
Okay. Thought as much.
Yeah, which technically means you're invisible. But they are shouting at the group of you, basically saying, hold still as several members of the party advance and say, kingdom of I want to say Essandri was the name of the kingdom.
Under arrest? For what?
If I'm invisible, I'll just
Okay, roll dexterity saving throw.
save throw.
Yeah, you knock out of the way as they come forward towards Nori, Tallulah, Keen, Hilga, and
Keen
Fangtail.
might try to make himself scarce. Let's
Did
see
he-
what he does.
Nori would speak up and say, under arrest? For what?
For trespass. And they are attempting to manacle you, Nori, Fangtail, and Tallulah, and Hilga. Since Keen has managed to slip away and Kel is invisible.
How many people are there?
That's a good question. Let me see. There are at least 4 advancing. There's one person speaking, and there are as many as 20 people in this
I was
in this
afraid of
chamber.
that.
They had enough time hearing you guys come down because you weren't stealthed to put together basically an ambush arrest force. As you were
Mhm.
heading
You
down
can't-
towards a
You can't
barracks
say this is
location.
trespassing when you didn't have any signs.
Great, he's gonna argue like, there's no trespassing signs.
But
That's what the pudding was.
What about due process?
there's nothing signifying that this was anyone's land.
So, do you resist arrest or do you go along peacefully?
I don't know.
20 guys down there. I think you should just go along peacefully. Hope for the best.
But Nori doesn't want to go down peacefully.
We don't have any fireballs.
Like, Nori...
How
As
flustered
Nori is
is
talking to
everybody?
that, most of them are fanned around, basically arrows pointing at your group that are too far away to be hit with melee weapons. The other 4 that are coming up right now to arrest you guys are as clustered together as you guys are. So as the one drow comes forward to arrest Hilga takes her battle axe in both hands and swings after raging.
I'm about to say, what about the other? So, like with the 20, there's 4 coming up to Manacle,
Yes.
but everyone else is
Total
spread
or
out really
20
wide.
total?
Yes. And comes in and strikes. The drow falls back in pain, and a group of arrows are launched out at her. Let's see. Oh yeah. So several hits. Let's see how many that is. Oh, actually only one of them hits. That's good for her. Let's see how much damage. And she takes 13 points of damage.
Ooh, I still have Hunter's Mark.
Alright. What do the rest of you guys do?
Keen is like backing up the stairs because
Alright.
he's like.
Keen is getting away. Okay. Hilga is engaged
Keen
in
is
battle.
gonna like. That's too many.
So, does it look like Hilga's actually going to start fighting?
Hilga just attacked one of them. They're fighting her. Yeah.
She just smashed a battle axe into their shoulder. This is an active combat zone at the moment.
So she's a perfect distraction. Gotcha.
Okay.
Nori, as will just start to run out, and he'll give himself Shield of Faith.
Okay. So let's see. 4 of the archers were engaged with her. Let's see how many fire at you. What's your AC?
Currently 19.
Oh.
Shield of Faith.
So 4 of them fire at you and miss. You're capable of getting around the corner along with Keen. So that means that Nori and Keen are getting away.
Yeah. Keen was around the corner. He picked up the pace. Like he
Tallulah would have
as
bolted
worried
with
about
Nori.
stealth.
What's her AC?
Her AC is 17.
Ooh.
How many hit?
No, hold on. Okay, so let's see here. 6 arrows stream right at her. One of them is critical.
So 6 of them do hit?
6 of them hit.
Ugh.
Oh, no, Tallulah.
This is fine.
So
She totally
let's
was
see.
raging, right?
No, you didn't.
I know,
you didn't
I know,
declare
I
it.
know. I know, Riz. It was a joke.
7. How much hit points does she have?
What?
What's her hit?
25.
Okay. She basically gets peppered with arrows all throughout her head and torso and goes flat on to the ground.
Oh. Fangtail would probably try and sneak away.
She has feline agility as well, so just
Roll stealth for Fangtail. Alright, nobody sees her, she runs. Kel, it's all on you. You saw Tallulah collapse to the ground, full of arrows. Hilga is in the middle of a battle. It looks like she's losing and more arrows are being launched towards her. And you see other drow breaking off and starting to head up the steps to chase after Nori and Fangtail. They still don't know about Keen. They never saw Keen. What?
are they close?
What?
The ones that broke off to chase after.
If you're on the steps, they are close to you. Yes.
As I'm backing up, I'll go ahead and cast Hail of Thorns and let an attack loose into the bunch.
All right. Which bunch are the ones that are advancing, or the ones that are spread out?
The ones advancing,
Okay.
since they're all grouped.
Well, do your attack roll.
Alrighty.
Given
Would it be with advantage?
Buddy's escape.
And does Hail of Thorns require anything other than just casting?
Casting and concentration.
Okay.
Up to a minute.
Well,
but
I
as
mean,
soon as I use it,
make the roll. I need to see the text.
yeah, I'll just let it loose right into the middle.
That is it? Oh, that's a crossbow thing.
Yeah, it said hail. You said you were casting Hail of Thorns.
Yeah, Hail of Thorns applies to
Yes,
an ammunition.
that's what I asked you. You didn't say you
I
were.
was, wanna,
That's what
I
I was
was
asking.
looking for.
That's what I was asking you. I was asking you if it.
I was waiting for the result.
Yeah. Because I was saying I could have sworn it required that you didn't say anything about firing anything. Let's see. Because you're firing, that means that your location will be given away. But none of them seem to hear you in the cacophony of the Hail of Thorns. Good for you.
And with that, would for that spell, does that double the damage as well?
I need to see what the spell says. That's why I keep asking. Please cast. Please click the spell thing. I need to see it. Can you?
It didn't do the description.
Yeah.
Great. I really wish they didn't make that so wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Some spells do, some spells don't. Just make it all.
Yeah. So there was 4 of them coming up the steps. There we go. You managed to hit one of them in the back. It and 2 more are within range. Oh, they all take that damage. So the one you hit in the back took, let's see, 12.
So
Took 13 points of damage, and the other ones all took. The other 2 all took 2 damage as well.
So,
and
just make sure the AoE does not get affected by crit. It's not like Hunter's Mark or other direct damage.
I said I was affecting it with crit since it was
Okay.
there. But they all turn and are now actively looking for you, which means they're going to be pulling out short swords and slashing at the air with disadvantage.
Okay. And on that note, I'd be
What's your AC?
running. AC is 14. But are they within melee range? I thought I was backing up.
Alright, none of them managed to find you. So
Okay.
you run?
Yep.
Alright. You run back up there. What do you guys do once you get back up to where the pudding had been stationed?
To the right.
Out. Keen keeps going out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
He's gonna try to do it as
so we're gonna-
stealthily as possible, but
So we're
still
gonna
is-
do stealth and survival checks.
What's the survival for?
I will let you know when it comes into the play. I need to see stealth and survival
Stealth
checks, please.
Where the fuck
and
is my
survival. Then off to Fangtail I go. Stealth and survival.
Okay, so Fangtail just kind of books it away. Let's see, Storm Tossed and Keen. Let's see, Keen and Kel, both the 2 of you, in your haste, in your running, start wandering down this corridor because it's dark.
Really?
Yep,
I knew
that's
the way back. And I have dark vision.
I have Keen. I don't know if this.
Do you have a find the
In mind,
Are you
not
saying
letting
the
me
cubes are
purge it.
magical?
Oh, Keen has keen mind. Okay.
I don't know if it lets me remember where I was, but if I saw my way in here, I can see my way back
Yeah.
out.
You can accurately
I think.
recall anything you have seen or
Yeah,
heard within the past month.
I know what keen mind
I
does.
just
Um,
took that feat.
I love keen mind. Yeah, keen mind is highly useful, especially it's especially good for trolling DMs when you don't want to take notes. Sorry, that's what somebody does when I'm on a podcast. But
It's kind of why I took it, because it goes with his mastermind.
yes, but it's also just very beneficial. So Cal, roll me with some saving throw instead of your survival.
What?
Keen going off in the right direction.
You guys are running. You guys are running in a panic. You still need to be able to access your memories on your keen mind in order to. I mean, because you don't have the moment to stop and think, and instead you're just relying on instinct. Which is why Kel just kind of wandered into the wrong passage because he was running.
But I remember the way back.
Again, if you're running in an unfamiliar area, even if you remember the way back, if you're in the middle of a panic, that's why I had you roll survival. It was to be. It's in a dark space. It's not. This is just a very basic map that I have in front of you. If you're looking in reality, you're in a panic, running away from something. You're gonna have a much harder time of it. So that was the survival check, especially when you're trying to be stealthy at the same time. I mean, if you're just walking casually, then I'd say, yeah, you know exactly how to get out of here. But you said you were not. That's not what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you roll the wisdom? Because was it going to be to see if you noticed Keen was going a different way, or I don't know.
So who was rolling the wisdom saving throw? You declared someone rolling wisdom.
Keen.
Oh, you want Keen to roll the wisdom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
again, you're in the middle of a panic. You're being chased
where's
by
my
something.
wisdom? Hold on. I have like no wisdom. Give me a sec. Wisdom saving or
Wisdom saving.
Okay, it's the same. 0 or 0.
So yeah, you're like wisdom saving, and you feel something run past you, Kel, and you kind of latch onto that, thinking that's going the right way for a moment because you can't stop and think. And then as soon as you get into this area, you suddenly realize, wait a second, I don't remember going this way.
Mm-hmm.
And Kel, you're just kind of like, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least you were stealthy.
I guess.
So what the two of you like to do?
Do my best to hide.
Yeah.
If I find myself in like a dead end, like, and if they're right, are they right behind us? Like, how far behind us are they?
They're coming up the stairs into the pudding room as far as you can tell.
Then Keen's gonna try to double back and go out. Like, if he knows this is the wrong way, he's gonna double back and try to go out.
Okay, you rolled a 22 on stealth. You're pretty sure nobody's gonna find you. Kel, nobody sees you anyway. You're dark. There's no light.
Yeah. Keen, we can hide here, wait for them to pass, or we can try to leave. We need to decide now.
Keen, you hear Kel's voice suddenly coming out of nowhere.
A little bit. He just decides that he's gonna hide. He's gonna hunker down or like try to like climb up the wall slightly or something to like be less after the other two.
Calm down.
Faintly wraps herself around Nori, and as they exit the caves.
Well, the funny thing is, Norin to take off into the sky using Radiant Soul.
So just gonna kick her off and just whoosh.
Yeah, Nori will just leave Penkel to fend for herself.
Thank you.
So how long will Kel and Keen hunker down there for?
Long enough for the stomping to get quiet, and then another 5 minutes passed to see if they come back.
All
Like
right.
immediately after losing a trail.
Roll perception.
Oh, how I wish Disla was here with his amazing perception.
Keen? So yeah,
Keen.
Keen doesn't hear anything. Kel, do you hear and see as two drow come into the base of this particular cave area? They're just gazing back and forth, looking around. They don't appear to see you, and they kind of turn and look at each other. What do you guys do?
Stay quiet.
Point my crossbow, but otherwise not move a damn muscle.
Yeah, Keen's not gonna move at all because he can't even if he even like brandishes, they might see him. So he's just gonna.
Hell is a statue.
What languages do you two speak?
Everything but Undercommon.
Common Elder Short.
Aquan, Common, Draconic, Orc, Thieves' Cant. That's it.
Alright, so they are speaking in Elven, so I will take Kel and Whisper.
Okay.
Alright, so rather than speaking in Undercommon, the two drow just kind of look at each other and kind of lean up against the wall. One just casually
If you're okay, continue.
brushes his silver hair back with one hand and just kind of looks at the other one and says in Elvish, "This is ridiculous. I don't think that lich sent these people here this time. So they weren't here for his army." The other one says, "I don't even know why we're working with that human. Well, former human, or whatever you want to call it. Liches are just kind of spooky. I mean, they're undead, but they're still mindful." Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of like going to, if you wanted to go to,
Words.
Emlarn. Yeah, sorry, just trying to remember area location names. Emlarn or something like that. They've got those undead everywhere too. It's like, yeah, the only good undead are the laboring skeletons, and it's not like that. We're using them for military action, but it's not like those skeletons are ours anyway. It's that liches. We've just been assisting. I don't know why they care for that. It's like the first one goes, "You remember what the high priestess said? If it's just supposed to to make a lot of trouble for the locals and drive out the alliance between Hellspring and Emlarin. Can't let those Emlarin folk get a better advantage in this region, especially now that we have this tunnel here." It's like, yeah, but if the Lich gets what he wants, he gets his ancient kingdom back. Imagine just being asleep for 1,000 years, waiting for his chance to mess things up. And then they just kind of walk down the corridor. The two drow have left.
I am still going to be waiting once they leave for another few minutes. And I'm going to whisper to Keen what was said regarding these guys joining with a.
Remember, Keen didn't hear any of that, so you want to say that in character.
I know that's what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Regarding that, apparently the drow are allying with a lich that has been sleeping for quite a long time and is looking to get an ancient kingdom back, which, based off the context, I'm guessing is. Crap, I can't remember the name of this place.
This is
The kingdom. I can't remember. Is it
this
Exodore?
Hellspring?
This is Hellspring. Exodore
Hellspring, okay.
is the kingdom over in Meeg.
Thank you. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember which one this one was. Thank you. So, I feel ran over our heads. Let's get back to town, see if we can regroup with the others, and we need to get a message to the king. I don't think we can handle this.
Keen just nods. He's not making a peep.
All right.
Another couple minutes, and then we'll make our way out.
Okay.
He's like flying away.
Yeah. So it's probably been about 2 hours since since all this happened. Nori, what did you end up doing?
Alright, so Nori would have went back to Bottom Town. Not sure how long it would take him to get there.
Yeah, that's gonna take more than 2 hours. It took you a day to get there. It's like at this point.
So yeah,
like,
Nori would have been flying for as long as he could, just to make sure that there's no way they're gonna catch him.
If he's flying, he could probably get there a lot faster.
I
Cause
think
Yeah.
they're flying through like 60 feet.
Yeah.
My flying speed
It's
is
just
the
also
same as my running.
you traveled here all day. It took you all day to get here. So at this point, like sometime you're going to get tired.
Yeah, gonna go as far as he can, and then
So since we're working on fast travel rules for tonight, this being the final session, and there's only 3 of you rather than that, we're going to go with you manage to get back to Bottom Town before your exhaustion finally catches up with you, and you go to sleep in the tavern. Keen and Kel have to camp in the forest Keen, Kel, and Fangtail, who they eventually run back into, have to camp in the forest overnight. Just probably climbed up a tree and huddled up there for safety's sake.
Camp rough so that they don't see us.
Yes.
So, like, no fires or anything.
Exactly. But I feel sorry for poor Keen. But sometime midday, the other 3 of you managed to make it back to Bottom Town.
Yeah, outright first thing I do is look for, I believe it was Red Patch, the captain.
Yeah, Red Patch is still in the guardhouse. And so you're just heading straight there.
Mm-hmm.
Red Patch is working on paperwork, but you're allowed in.
2 very quick questions. 1, have you seen our friend, the quiet reserved one? And 2, do you have any way of communicating with the capital quickly?
Wait, are you talking to Red Patch?
Yes.
Yeah, Red Patch listens to you. Who you're
I'm sorry, it cut.
They asked what the emergency was.
We found a cave in the mountains. There is some sort of entrance to the Underdark. There were a fair amount of drow there. 2 of our group have fallen, but they mentioned a lich.
Well,
I'm going to find a friend of mine who has a direct link to the capital, but I have to find him. We got separated.
Well, this is quite an unusual.
Nori's not
events.
here. Station Keen's gonna go to the inn to see if he's there.
Keen, are you drowning your sorrows at the inn?
Am I drawing my sword?
Sorry, Nori, are you drowning your sorrows at the inn currently?
Yep, he believes that everyone else is dead, so except for Fangtail, but Fangtail.
Kane, you basically just see Nori at the bar, the only person at the bar drinking. Meanwhile, the Captain Red Patch is writing stuff up in a log, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keen is gonna run up to Nori and just start pulling on his leg.
Holy crap, you're still alive! Nori actually spills his drink.
He's like, yeah, barely. Look, there's more than just drow in there. There's a lich. Do you still have that thing that talks to the guy?
Yeah.
Nori's at the captain's station.
Nori is at the captain's
or not
station?
Nori. Kel is at the
Keen
captain's
is
station.
freaking out.
We need to go talk. He understood what they were saying, and I got it secondhand. But we need to go.
All right, lead the way.
What's the limit on sending again, or the rule?
25 words.
25 words.
Mm-hmm.
When we get to Cal, I'm gonna give him the communication thing. You know what's going. Keen said that you understood him. This is your message then.
So do you basically communicate back to the capital about the drow and the lich?
Yeah, I was just doing a word count because I like the wordsmithing of sending.
Go ahead then. I would love to hear it.
Right. 20 drow, Underdark entrance in Bottom Town. Involved with Lich, require assistance in overheads. We are currently safe. total fallen.
And you hear a response back going, Drow Lich, this is bad. Telling King, stay put for extraction. Done well.
I'm really sorry. Elf just came downstairs. I just need to talk to her real quick, make sure nothing's going on, and
Okay.
then I'll hear the response. I'm so sorry, Grizz. All right. Apparently, it wasn't important. Just a funny joke. I will hear it later. Please tell me the response.
I just gave the response.
I know, but she came downstairs and distracted me, and I didn't hear it. I'm really sorry.
Did anyone else hear it in the party?
Basically, what, like, Drow Lich, very bad, stay put, wait for reinforcements? Something like that.
Wait for extraction, yeah.
Distraction. Oh.
Hey, Elf!
You're dead, we're sorry.
She doesn't know yet.
Blame Cal.
Yeah, but after that, I'll send one more. One more message. Bottom Town not occupied. We are there, and that'll be it.
Stay safe. Army coming. Crush Drow. Crush Lich. Thank you.
All right. Reinforcements are coming. Stay safe.
And you guys have completed the entirety of the main mission. You have informed the king that of the plot against the kingdom. The cause of the skeletons are the drow and and a lich. You guys will basically, if assuming that you guys didn't actually leave Bottom Town until the army comes, and we able to give a full report to them, are able to communicate the fact that that Asandre, the Drow Kingdom, was setting all this up to prevent the coming alliance between Hellspring and Demlarin, basically to prevent the railroad by causing all sorts of distractions, and also helping an ancient lich reclaim a kingdom down here, which they then traced back to the castle, to the castle that had been lost for 1,000 years. Basically, from that you learn a lot more of extra history. That the people down here in the south, the people that are the separatists and whatnot, were conquered 1,000 years ago. The kingdom was essentially erased. That they had put up a huge wall trying to keep the Minotaur expansion out from the north, but it didn't work. Mostly because their people started starving to death and fighting each other. That the wall basically just couldn't be maintained. That the people in the castle were like the last to go. They were like the really rich people, and pretty much somebody in that castle, according to the ancient history, possibly might have killed them, and it's suspected that it was a necromancer, and so it's believed that said lich, referred to by the drow, might actually have been the same necromancer from that kingdom, and had been hiding, or possibly asleep, as they put it, for 1,000 years, waiting for a chance at revenge against the Minotaurs. So, with your assistance, you managed to, help the people of Hellspring close off that gap in their security, and eventually help them to hunt down the Lich and the Necromancer forces that the Lich had been building there. You, back home, are actually given a bonus, and you're actually given time at that point to mourn poor Tallulah, whose body was never found. She was a brave co-worker of yours, but...
Did she get a plaque on a vending machine?
And on a wall of people fallen in duty, but yes, I imagine that Keen, with your permission, Keen, I think that you dedicated a plaque in her honor?
Sure, he would have. I mean, the one that she pulled me out of.
Yeah. Is there anything else that that you guys would have done once you either got home or no longer had this job hanging on you? You actually would have been given hazard pay. Alec would have, the head of your department, would have been a bit, grudging, saying, "Good work. You're not dead. Well, not all of you are dead. Tallulah's dead, but that happens in our line of work, sort of deal." And you would have gotten probably a bonus, some decent money.
Kel would have asked, "What's next?" He doesn't
Right.
like sitting behind a desk.
So Cal would have been, gone on to become a full field agent, full-time field agent.
Hmm.
Taking on other
Nori-
missions for Imro.
Nori would probably have eventually retired to try and destroy the Deathblade.
All right.
Set out on his own adventure to destroy it.
And in
So
doing so, you learn that once the Lich was caught up to, his armies decimated by the Minotaurs, and the Lich held prisoner, you were able to decipher that the blade was the only thing that can fully destroy the Lich, and that the blade itself would be destroyed by being used on the Lich. That essentially this Lich had somehow formed his phylactery into this blade, but then was unable to touch the blade from then on. So once the Lich was captured, you were able to do so. It caused a small explosion in your hands, but you were able to weather that. Maybe cinch your
yourself,
eyebrows
right?
off, yeah. But the people of Hellspring did hail you a hero for killing an ancient Lich enemy of theirs.
So after his main job of getting rid of this evil blade, Nori would probably have just wandered around the continent, a wandering traveler. At that point,
And what about you, Keen?
I think Keen eventually fiddles with that coin that he found inside the lollipop enough that he figures out how it works, I guess.
You open up a door to a mysterious bar that appears to have a let's see, at that time period, actually at that no, that wouldn't have been that time period. Yeah, at that time period, there's just some random individual behind the bar. It's currently serving out a term of sentence for their contracts, and a mysterious shop inside, and various unusual guests, including a pure black kobold.
I think he'd probably wander in and ask him what's on tap. That's the close of his story. He might.
Keen goes to Thorn's Tavern. Got it.
Back burner to get played again someday.
on to other adventures.
Yeah, it's much too early in the in this time period for it to have the really cool feature of the double-headed shark head on the wall, or currently a horned devil behind the bar who used to just be the vault attendant, but now he's been forced behind the bar. So that concludes the Skeleton Army adventure.
Like, if it wasn't for the me just not feeling the character, I would have been much more interested in this. But
Yeah.
I couldn't get into Kel.
Yeah, it happens, and I'm really sorry about what happened to Tallulah. It's like that was like a horrific roll I ended up getting.
Yeah.
Because I was rolling okay.
Especially because she has a high natural AC. But
Yeah, she has a high natural AC, but I rolled a 19 and a 20. And that was for a group of archers. And then I rolled how many archers were firing on her.
Yeah.
And how much damage the arrows do. And it's like, I rolled a 9 on the arrow damage. And that's before adding modifiers. So I'm like looking at that and going,
I guess you just do that to keep them that simple. You just roll like 1 damage die and
Yeah,
the entire group that
because
hits does that.
it's a group of arrows. I didn't want to instant kill everybody because of a group of arrows, which is something that can be done sometimes. It's like just
Yeah.
high odds. I decided since there's a group of you, not everybody's gonna be firing all at the one target. There's gonna be a group of that, and it's like we're gonna see how many are targeting each time. And unfortunately, she got hit with the highest amount.
Mhm.
Did you ever go back
Also-
and tell Helga's people that why she's not coming home? And
No, I
whatever
didn't.
happened
No,
to the mage?
Nope.
Oh, yes, the mage. Yeah, you guys got quite lucky with that. You managed to get Jason captured by the orcs and took Hilga along instead. Because Jason happened to be working for that necromancer. Well, that lich.
You know what?
Thinking, but we weren't
And
sure.
his entire goal was to steal the sword from you.
That was perfect then.
To steal the sword and abandon you in the Odling Mountains to get turned
I'm so
into
glad
to
that Keen was like,
skeletons.
"You want to trade?"
Good thing we didn't let Fangtail keep her boy toy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
it is good.
and Grizz, it's just a random thing, but I thought of a neat concept that might give a good or a neat reserve for the Saturday campaign
Okay.
if something happens to Cal. Depending on what I think they said his Logarth or Lograth.
Lograth.
Yeah, Lograth. Depending on what him and Cogsworth get into to try and help Cogsworth recover. Maybe not Cogsworth entirely being sent back, but I could see his consciousness being sent back.
Yeah, especially if it's possible that 83 and Cogsworth are the same person. It's entirely
Yeah.
possible. As I said
If
before,
it was,
Pink's robot friend might be early form Cogsworth.
if Cogsworth is sent back, though, if it's okay, I would like to be a different subclass of cleric.
But I will consider it. But still, that's like
That's- It would have. I like Caladriel. I don't want to switch. Just, I come up with stories when my mind wanders, and that would be a neat thing.
yeah. Me same here.
I'm excited for Jariel though on Wednesdays.